Hey guys, it's Fred. Have another video here on Mr. Baldwin, Oakley Dean Baldwin, book writer, YouTuber. Let's listen to his statement here, and then we'll comment on it.
Start off with this story, the actual ambush. We all know he was traveling down New Hope Road. It wasn't a paved road back in '67. Says he was driving about 45 miles an hour. He's approaching the bridge. It's dark. He doesn't see the Cadillac come up beside him until headlights pop on, and then several shots are fired into the car, one of them striking Pauline in the head. So at this point, in this statement, he says he guns the car. In a previous statement that he gave to the press, he says that the car actually left and it came back.
See guys, that's two different statements. It'd be nice if Mr. Baldwin would show those two statements here, because it's not two statements, it's two different stories. It's in one story, he's saying that he was going 45 miles an hour down the road. Him and Pauline talking about going to Florida the next day. They're going on vacation. They've done got their bags packed. Pauline woke Diane up before she left the house and told her, said, I'm going on a call with your dad. Be back after a while with Buford. There was no such thing as them separated, her not living at home, or that's a myth. That's not true. But anyway, this story here, he says one time he was going 45 miles an hour, and then he says they came back. Well, they did come back. They did come back. When him and Pauline pulled off the road and he was going to check on her, they turned around somewhere and they came back. That's two different parts to a story. That's not changed. He was going 45 miles an hour down the road. They shot and then they went by, and Buford either cut off there at the Black Cemetery or whatever happened. I wasn't there. I'm not going to speculate on that. Said he gunned it. Well, you better believe I'd gun it. I have people pulling up beside of me and start shooting my windows out. You better believe I'm going to make a run for it. I don't know if anybody, I heard Mike Elam say, why didn't he go for his gun? Why didn't he shoot back? Well, I don't know, guys. Why didn't he? I've not been in that position. What did you do when you were in that position and you look over and your wife's got her head blown off and they're shooting at you, 3 or 4 of them? What did you guys do when that happened to you? Because, see, that's never happened to me, so I find it real hard to assume. I'd like to think I'd just jump out of the car and have a shootout with them and kill them all and it'd be done with. But that's what I'd like to dream would happen. But I have a feeling I'd probably crap all over myself and gun it and take off down the road as fast as I could, trying to get away from this 2 carloads of shooters. It don't take a genius to figure some of this stuff out. It really don't. But this man's reading two different. I've read these 2 stories. They wasn't together. It's 2 different newspapers where one of them he talks about they turned around and come back. And they did. That story's never changed. You can take any story. You could go through this man's videos, and I could make a library of videos between him and Mike Elam on videos that they've done where they just make it up as they go in order to have a YouTube video or a book. We're talking about somebody's reputation here. We're talking about a human being, guys. Like him or not, he was a human being, and as far as we know, he was never convicted of, as Mike Elam says, walking on both sides of the law. Police officers get that reputation. Police officers, they say everything they can about cops. That doesn't make it true. It's just part of the job. It's like somebody, and I've used this example previous times. Imagine somebody, these guys went to college with, not these guys. I doubt Mr. Elam and Mr. Baldwin here's gone to college. I kind of doubt it. But if they have, so be it. And I can feel Sheila kicking me right now if she was here, so I'll shut up on that. But imagine some of these other people, these dignitaries that's made this stuff up. And then someday have somebody come up that went to college with them and some girl or somebody makes an accusation against them that this happened or that happened and they done this, how are they going to defend themselves against it? Because they say, well, we could get an indictment against Buford and he's dead. Then that means that if all somebody's got to do is come up there and make an allegation, alleging that these guys did something to somebody, and we should be able to get an indictment. And if we get an indictment, then that means they're guilty. They're guilty. That's it. According to Mr. Mark Davison, man, if they get an indictment, you're in trouble. Your reputation is gone, because that indictment, wow, sad.
Again. So there are a lot of inconsistencies with his statement over the 7 years that he lived past the time of this ambush.
7 years, guys. See, the man's sitting there and he don't even realize. 7 years before he died. He lived 7 more years after Pauline was killed. They had 7 years to indict this man, to question him, to interrogate him, to polygraph him, to beat him. They could have done anything they wanted to for 7 years while he was still alive and bring charges on him. They didn't do it. Why? Well, probably because the charges were not there. Probably because it didn't happen the way 58 years ago, later, that these two men, this guy and Mike Elam, alleged that it happened. They've told you a story, and they're trying to fit a narrative to their story. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it true. I cannot believe that they fooled the TBI and they fooled Mark Davison with their concocted stories. Statements like this, that he's got conflicting statements. He said that the car came back, and he said he was going 45 and he gunned it. Okay, what's conflicting about those stories? He said those things, and the car did come back, or the cars, and he did gun it, and he was traveling at 45 before they started shooting. What is so hard to understand about that? See, it's not hard to understand to somebody with an open mind and doesn't have an interest in the case. Somebody that's never been a big Buford fan, Pusser fan, it's not hard to understand. You just look at what the man says, and you think about it for a minute, and you think, okay, where's the inconsistencies? He said they were traveling at 45 miles an hour down the gravel road. He said the guys come by and started shooting, and he gunned it. Okay, he did. And he went down to the cemetery, the black cemetery, and pulled off the road there. He had the big Plymouth Ferry, and he lost the shooters. And he pulled in there at the cemetery, checking on Pauline, and when he did, they went on by. They've turned around, seen the dust, and come back. All 3 of those things actually happened. But he's making it sound like these are inconsistencies. Man should be in real estate or some kind of insurance sales or used car salesman or something, I believe. That's just my opinion, guys. Guys, thanks for joining me. Catch you next time.